So hi folks, we're back again for the second part of the Flume configuration. So previously we had configured Flume with one sync and hopefully we got it working. So we were writing data from a Netcat server, and we're writing it out to HDFS directory called Flume x1. So today we're going to create another sync. The sync is going to be called K1, and K1 will represent just a local file on the local file system. Okay, so let's go ahead. You can see here that I still have Flume running in the background. I still have a client connection to my Netcat server. HDFS and Yarn are currently running in the background. So we want to get started. We look it up Flume and we are going to configure Flume with two syncs. So we need to open up the flume.config file. Probably a good idea at this stage maybe to create a copy of Flume just in case something goes wrong. So copy flume.config, call it flume.config.copy. Okay, not in the right directory. So and then we will edit the current configuration file, which is flume.config. So the good thing with Flume is that you can change the configuration and you don't need to stop the servers in the background, and it'll pick up the new configuration automatically. So we're going to add another sync. So up here in under a1.syncs, we're going to call the agent a1 again, and we're just going to add another sync in here. So this adding another sync will help parallelism of the agent in that it'll drain the data much quicker from the channel. So if you think that your channel is filling up, you want to keep the channel to minimum, and you can add an extra sync and that will drain the data from the channel much quicker. So the sync is going to be called K1, and we'll move down then and add our second sync. So a1.syncs.k1.type is equal to file role a1.syncs.k1.channel. So we're still using the same channel. a1.syncs.k1.directory .sync.directory equals var log Flume. So this is where we're going to send the data from the channel to this particular directory, local file system. So a1.syncs.k1.sync.role interval. So this is the interval of time that you want the file to be rolled, in that it'll create a new file after each of these intervals. So I think I have about 10 or maybe a million seconds there, so I might just put 300 seconds, which is 5 minutes, or 30 seconds to see it actually working. Yeah, maybe 30 seconds. a1.syncs.k1.sync.roll count is the number of events equal to 0. We'll just keep this at 0. So you can set any one of these, and whichever one reaches the target first, that will be implemented. So a1.syncs.k1.sync.role size for the size of the file equals bytes. That's in bytes. I think I have it at 10 meg or 10,000, 10 million. I think it is 10 million bytes. So if you didn't want loads of small files, then you can set these settings. But again, you need to experiment with these. And that's it. So just making sure we don't have any errors. Yes, we have one here. So it's equal to C1. So a1.syncs.k1.channel, a1.syncs.k1.type, and a1.syncs.k1.sync.directory varlog flume .role interval .sync.role count, k1.sync.role size is 10 million bytes. And that's about it. Okay, so we'll save that file. Now it should pick up the new configuration. So it's currently running in the background. So what we want to do is test it out. So we'll send a message to the Netcat server testing our new local file system sync. Yes, and looks like we have an exception here. It says unable to deliver event, exception follows, failed to open file varlog flume. So in this point here, we don't have permissions to write to that location. So we need to go to cd varlog, and if we wanted to make a directory here, we wouldn't be allowed. So we need to log on as root and make dir flume and change ownership of this flume directory to Hadoop. Yeah, so we have it there, Hadoop, and it's Flume. Okay, so we'll try and test again. And it should pick up the data without stopping the service. Okay, so let's do a cat on all these here. So cat 151.80, and we'll go for the 3. Nothing in there, nothing in there, nothing in here. Okay. So obviously that message went to the HDFS file system. So test 3, test 4, so hopefully one of these will go to here. So after 30 seconds it'll create an empty file, so because we're not sending it enough data to create files with contents every 30 seconds. So you have to experiment with the settings in order to get a good throughput. Let's have a look at 6. See? No. 5. Oh, there's one. Testing file system sync test 4. So we've got one of the messages. The idea is that a sync, two syncs connected to one channel, the message will be distributed to each channel. Not necessarily evenly, but whatever sync is available at that time will take the particular event message. So let's have a look at the HDFS file system and the Flume directory, ex1. Okay, let's have a look at these here. So Flume data dot 151 803 803 05 4 6 9 4 0. So this is testing file system sync 3. So you can see that the messages are grown to each of the syncs. So that's about it, folks. Do take time to experiment with these. They always say to create a test system and know what amount of data is coming on in your upstream, so that you can configure a channel that would be able to hold the capacity of data for you, and then use a number of syncs starting off to see if you can keep the data in the channel to the lowest capacity available. So okay, thanks for that. Bye.